I know I'm behind, people. I know I'm behind. But didn't I tell y'all that Mike Tomlin would be fired this year? I told y'all he would be fired. Now let me tell you why this is great for Pittsburgh, but really great for Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin needs a new start. The reason why Pittsburgh has struggled is because Mike Tomlin has gotten very comfortable coaching subpar 50-50, 500 seasons. That's it. It's like his goal is to be 500 and hopefully make a playoff game, but that's good enough to keep him going for the long run because we all know Pittsburgh does not like to fire coaches and they hold themselves in high regards for keeping the same coaches for 20, 30 years. And that's their biggest problem is because they don't keep enough fire on them coaches to keep their minds fresh. Mike Tomlin needs to go somewhere where he's not 100% guaranteed a job in 2 years for just being mediocre. Point blank, big. That's point blank. Period. I know a lot of people from Pittsburgh, from the Steelers organization, gonna say Mike Tomlin is a great coach. He's absolutely a phenomenal coach, but he's a phenomenal coach that has gotten content with being mediocre as an organization, as a team. That's not the Pittsburgh Steelers way. I actually think they are 5 years behind in the firing of Mike Tomlin. Let's be honest. It was not just a step down. This man was fired. They let him take the honorable way out, and I respect that by saying that he's stepping down. But, sir, listen, he put himself in this position by getting rid of those young quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks that he could have built around, never gave an opportunity to build around, for gambling on an old 40-something-year-old Aaron Rodgers who can't scramble out the pocket. Yeah, it looked good for a little minute here and there. But if you actually break down the season and actually look in depth in it, it was horrible. Bringing Rodgers in was the worst thing they could have done. You should have kept Justin Fields or somebody like that. At least they was mobile. Now Pittsburgh, you have to go find a young quarterback to replace Aaron Rodgers, because if you got rid of Mike Tomlin, you need to shoot Rodgers out the door. Everything old needs to go. You need all new. Mike Tomlin hasn't had enough fire under his tail, and he's got too over cocky as a coach and content with being subpar as a team that he lost his job. Well, at least in a new place, because he can go somewhere and turn another place around. Don't get it twisted. He's a great coach. He knows what he's doing. But he needs to go somewhere where it's not guaranteed. Therefore, he keeps fresh. He pushes. I just think that he lost that push, that will to win as much as he had at first, because you know that when you're first starting off as a coach, you have to prove yourself. And once Mike Tomlin got proven, everything about him changed. His whole demeanor changed. It got real overconfident. Did he deserve that? You're damn right he did. Because he turned that thing around. Like, he got some Super Bowls with Big Ben, but that's been a long time. That's been a long time. And it's going to be a point to where it wears down, where you go to a press conference and you acting like you are really all that. And Pittsburgh Steelers as an organization is held at a high standard, and you're underachieving. A coach held at a high standard, and you're underachieving. It's going to catch up with you. It did. Now, where should Mike Tomlin go? Listen, let's get this understood. There should be no shortage of teams for Mike Tomlin. If y'all talking about Kevin Stefanski, who is shown to be one of the worst coaches of an individual that you have ever seen in a modern day of coaching. If he's able to be a person that teams are very interested in, and it'll be no shortage of jobs for him, then the floor and the ceiling should be dropped to the ground for Mike Tomlin, because Mike Tomlin should have had a phone call 30 seconds after they announced the termination or the split between the organization and him, because he's going to go somewhere with a new start and a chip on the shoulder, and y'all know what he can do when he coaches. Unfortunately, he got too comfortable. It ran its course. Sometimes things run their course, and it ran its course in Pittsburgh, point blank, period. It's done. The organization, they're comfortable. But now they want more, and unfortunately, they should have been trying to push for it earlier on, instead of being too comfortable. It's just point. I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all know how I do. This is Mind of a Maniac. We might seem crazy, but we got our mind right. You understand what I'm saying? Teams that could be interested in them. You got several. I honestly think that if the coach for Miami doesn't go to Cleveland, Mike Tomlin could go to Cleveland. But I don't really want Mike Tomlin to coach Shador, because I don't think that'll work. Because Mike Tomlin has a problem with players who they just naturally attracted to the media, or the media is naturally attracted to them. He really don't like that, and he dulls them down. And unfortunately, the dulling that he's done over the Bill Belichick dulling has killed the team. You look at Bill Belichick after Tom Brady left. Exactly. Look at Mike Tomlin after Big Ben left. Exactly. You're going to be sub, and you're not just going to get over the hill. So, that's just what it is. But it is plenty of teams that Mike Tomlin could actually go to that can make an impact, and they can do some great things. So, hey, Mike Tomlin, you did great as a Pittsburgh Steelers coach, but your ass got to go. And I told y'all so. Y'all know what it is. Mind of a Maniac Sports. Tune in, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and all that good stuff. Holla at your boy.